main character's name is Cheryl Strait. The book goes through what happened not only to Cheryl in Cheryl's younger years, but into her early adulthood. One of the main themes I feel would be her mother's battle with cancer, and then later her death and the family falling apart. The next other main theme would be cheating on her husband, doing drugs, and consistently moving about, and then later getting a divorce. I feel that when she was cheating on her husband and doing drugs, it was not only avoidance, but a way to numb the pain that she was feeling inside, and able to detach herself from all the emotions. The cheating could be possible to close off the emotions when it came to sex and just do it. Paul meant emotions, attachment, and she wasn't there, meaning she felt empty and lost, closing herself off to him. Not sure how to handle the feelings that she was going through at the time that this was going on. As time went on, Cheryl decided that she was following through with the plan of hiking the CCP. Though people tried to talk her out of it, she didn't need to do it, and just try and talk her out of it. Cheryl knew that she had her mind set on doing the long self-journey hike. During the first section of the CCP, she fights with herself and wonders why she ever decided to follow through. She internally dealing with self-doubt and the battle to stay focused. Through the pain of the boots being too small and the weight of the monster, she still manages to continue on the hike. Throughout the trail, she meets many different people. Some were hikers that started and stopped at different points along the trail, but she made many different friends along the way. This book has a lot in common with the Founder Girls, because even though Cheryl is only one female versus a group, some people still tried to talk her out of doing the trail and insisting that she didn't need to go through with it. However, just like the ladies in Founder Girls, with everyone trying to tell them not to go through with making the Founder, they did it anyways, and not only some of them had life-learning experiences, but life-changing in different ways. In doing this journey, Cheryl had not only pushed on mentally, emotionally, but physically as well. Throughout the book, Cheryl is consistently taking note of how she looks, what the hike has done to her body by not only defining muscles, creating calluses where the backpack rubbed her skin raw, and the missing toenails because her boots are too small. When she plans to meet up with guys, she starts thinking about that one won't find her beautiful because of what she looks like. Throughout the years, women were to be seen as beauty, weak, and frail, or fragile, having to do the only womanly things in life, like raising a family, taking care of the household, or even things like knitting and swimming. When I started reading this, not even into the second chapter, I was already thinking I had picked the wrong book, because when I had first chose this book, it was between Wild and Hunger Games. I sat down and read the beginning of both books, then closed Hunger Games and told myself that I was past that style of reading, and it was time to move on. So as I was reading the first couple chapters, I was crying. They had dealt with her mother's battle with cancer, and the images that I was getting wasn't of her mother, but of my stepbrother who had died of cancer 8 years ago. The difference between Cheryl and I was that I couldn't be in the same room when my brother took his last breath. But I knew when he had passed. I had gotten to the front door of the hospital and lost it. It was an energy that went over me that told me he had taken his last breath. There were unanswered questions as to why he had died, because of the only thing I knew was he was going in for a blood transfusion, and no one would tell me what happened and what went wrong. He wasn't supposed to die. There still feels like there's no closure with his passing, but I have forced myself to move on, even though I wish he was still here with us. I cried myself to sleep that night. I read the first chapter. I said I couldn't finish the book if it was going to be like this. But at the same time, I told myself that I had to finish what I started. There was also the loss of the horse, Lady. Putting down an animal that you love is one of the hardest things someone has to do. because even though it's years, you still become attached, just like when my mom wanted me to go with her to my sister's dog down due to medical issues. I couldn't go with her. I didn't want to be there when it happened. I told her that I would have tried to find a way to stop it, but as I look back, it was selfish of me not to go with her and be with the dog. When it comes to the book, I understand why Cheryl went through the hike. I've had a lot of things go on the past few years that makes me want to pack my stuff, grab my dog, and leave for a while. Getting away from everything can help clear the mind. I feel that she went on the trail because she was already feeling spiritually out of place, unsettled, not at peace. What did she have to lose? Family fell apart after the death, not happy with anything in life. Losing a loved one is extremely hard. Harder than when it's a closer relationship. She probably felt like she had unfinished business with her mom that didn't get taken care of when she was alive. I've seen families fall apart by personal experience. As she stated in the book, she had this planned and didn't realize it until later on that she was meant to do it. I felt that this hike was not only to fix spiritual side, but to come at peace with herself and the loss of her mother. The only person that can fix you is you. When I think about the book, I think it was the book club, I think it was poorly done. Though as a group tried to pull together, we didn't make any of the meeting time, but at the same point, we communicated with other members. It seemed that even though everyone agreed on times, the commitment wasn't there for it to happen. Whether it was due to work, not being at the computer, or something major happening with the family. Though the majority of us tried to keep each other posted via email or Blackboard, I would say the area for improvement is getting a better understanding with the book club. I know I wasn't the only person that was feeling a little lost in what responsibilities were for us to do. But I did try being a leader in the end, messing up in the first week and putting questions on the board that would have been better down the road.